it's off the table, I feel like men are gonna start actually caring to get to know the female. Let's be real. A lot of men really do just chase sex. Like it's a known fact. So without that factor, you're gonna actually start to get to know the female. It's not about what do we have to offer. You're gonna actually sit down and want to know, like, is this someone I'm gonna be compatible with? Versus let me just hit it and then let me, get on with my task. You're going to want to sit down and get to know every female. You're not going to waste your time with everyone because there's nothing to do besides get to know someone.
So it would work vice versa with men. Like, you know what I mean? If men can't necessarily provide a woman with finances, that means a woman would have to get to know him outside his finances.
But okay, you guys are going to start barking on me. And I know you guys are going to start.
It's a double standard.
No. It's true. But I feel like with females specifically.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Button 91. You already know what time it is, baby. Stay hydrated on these streets. Listen, this conversation I think is a very important one for dating wise, right? We talk about a lot of things on this channel and often around relationships. I think one of the key things I want to be able to highlight in this space is that I think that both men and women should take things off the table. First and foremost, I think men need to vet better as well, because you can't be crying about gold diggers. Gold diggers should be vetted out when you start talking to somebody. You should know they're a gold digger, right? So if you're scared of those, you should vet them out. But there's also men that are players and users. And I think ladies should also take the time and vet those men out. When you're more serious about your womb and more serious about your future, you actually start to act in that way. The majority of us, men and women, act like we have so much time on our hands. We enjoy our 20s, and we act like we are 20, which is normal because we're 20, right? And we make decisions like we're invincible. And then you get to 30 and 40, and you start realizing you start making conscious decisions because you realize those decisions actually have major consequences for your life. And so we reverse engineer that thought process when it comes to relationships. We should take that 30, 40-year-old mind and wisdom of people that are in that space and impute it into our 20s, if that's what you want. Right? So should men pay for dates while women take sex off the table? No. I would say this, first and foremost, no. I think first and foremost, you should not be paying. And I don't think you should be having sex in the first place as well. Personally, it's not going to help nobody. Okay, let me just tell you this for free. It ain't helping anybody by you doing that. Here's what I believe should be happening in the dating realm of 2024. This is what I believe. Of course, I have Christian beliefs, but that's beside the point. I think what we need to see from both men and women is this. Men, take your money off the table. Women, take your sex off the table. And here's why. Because then you will like the person for who they really are. I've said this before many times. Women will settle and men will settle. And the problem with them settling is that they mistreat each other. Women in a less destructive way. What I mean by that is physical destruction, but more of an emotional destruction, right? Which is that they don't give you their full 100%. They make these comments where, for instance, I grew to like him and and then you see how they treat them and you're like, yeah, you're not giving you 400% though. And he can feel that. And the man too, when he doesn't fully like her, he doesn't want to move the stars, the moon, and the sky for her. Because let me tell you this now, men that like their women move the stars, the moon, and the sky for them, right? Because they realize that they actually like the person that's in front of them. They don't just love them, because see, love is really easy to do, right? It's a feeling that we often feel, and there's emotions that go with it, and there are actions that can go alongside it. But the reality of situations, many of you don't even like the opposite sex. You don't like that person as your partner. And so what we need to do is strip it back to basics, okay? As a man, 2024, okay? If that woman likes you, you wouldn't have to be chalking up millions of pounds and hundreds and thousands of pounds. I mean, that's great, but you wouldn't have to chalk up hundreds of pounds for a date, because she would like you, right? She'd like you. She want to spend time with you. See, the girl that likes you wants to spend time with you, okay? All right? She likes to do things with you that don't necessarily have to even cost an arm and a leg. All right. I always say this: women make rules and men make rules, but they break rules for those people that they actually like. Right? They bend the rules. Maybe is a better term to say. Right? For the people they actually like. And so what we need to actually do in 2024 is, okay, if men if women are saying take sex off the table, okay, fine. Men are taking finance off the table. Fantastic. Now let's start dating properly. Let's start vetting them by having conversations. Right? Let's have some real conversations, because if you really think about it, right, we have a lot of things to discuss here in terms of getting into a relationship. For instance, what is your ideas on finances? What's your idea on lifestyle and goals? What are your expectations? What are your visions for the future? What is your faith? You know, what is how do you see family? What's your thought process on family? You know, how do you feel about women? How do you feel about men? What's your experiences been? What is your family like? Right? So there are many things that need to be considered in conversation that oftentimes doesn't get discussed, because what actually ends up happening is that money and sex interrupt. And here's how money and sex interrupt. Money gets interrupted because men and those, and there's a specific type of men, okay, because I don't have these issues. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had an issue with a woman trying to use me for money, because here's the thing: I don't lead with my money. I lead with my mind. So you're gonna fall in, whatever you lead with is what you're going to sell. And that's how you know if somebody really likes you, because what you lead with, they are going to have to buy or reject. So if that man leads with his money and she ends up buying it, you can't complain. You led with your money. And sis, if you led with your sex and you led with your sexual energy and you knew how to seduce, then guess what? When he buys into that, that's what you sold him, right? So we have to sell people based upon what we want them to buy. You are the marketer and you are the business. So what do you want to market? I want to market my mind. Why? Because that's always going to be with me by the grace of God. My character, my values, I want that to be the first things that people actually really encounter with me. Of course, listen, I want to look good. I want to look sexy. I want to look fine. You know what I'm saying to you? You know what I mean? That's why I work out. Of course, I want those things too. I want you to like me for, you know, my physical. Okay, don't play with me. Okay, and I want to like you for your physical. But what's going to hold me there is the mind. It is the heart. It is the kindness. It is the care, the compassion. It is the faith that you have in Christ Jesus. For me personally, it is how you move, how you operate, how you on a daily, etc. Right? What your goals and your visions are, and how you see life. Are we compatible in certain areas? That's what's going to keep me there. So that's conversations you need to be having. So you should be discussing these things before you be going out on dates. We do it backwards. We go out on dates and try to figure out what this person is about. And then the men are complaining because they're having to spend money to go on dates. And the women are complaining because all these men really want is sex. Well, you would have vetted that if you actually had the conversations. No. You would have vetted that from early, because you would have had conversations and you would have actually been able to understand the mind of the person. The Bible says that the heart of a man speaks what's in his heart. So as they begin to speak, they're going to speak their heart. The problem is that you don't speak enough and you don't listen enough. And that's the issue we have in 2024. So yeah, take money off the table. Fine. Take sex off the table. Fine. Right? And let's start getting to know each other. And if you're a woman that gets annoyed with that, like I said, probably isn't the man that you want. Because the man that you want, if Chris Brown came and said he ain't going to spend no money on you, but just wants to spend time with you, how would you feel? Or if Tyrese or Morris Chestnut or someone, whoever your crushes, ladies, right, said they want to spend time with you. They didn't want no sex. They just want to spend time with you, right? You won't be thinking, is he going to take me to the most expensive restaurant? You're not thinking that. You're just thinking, I just get to spend time with this amazing man. And it's the same thing with men, right? If you think about your crush that you like, you fancy, you find attractive, right? Added to that, right? If she said no sex, would you be concerned? You just want to be in her presence, because attraction for men is very important, and so it's for women. So let's not lie. You're not looking for the ugly gal. Let's not play with that. You're looking for a girl that you find attractive. Imagine your crush and says, imagine, for me, a Gabrielle Union, you know what I'm saying, to a Tiki Sumpter, you know what I'm saying, to I like my dark chocolate woman, you know what I'm saying, my Kelly Rowlands. Oh, Kelly, if you come and say you want to spend time with me, and you say no sex on the table, I'm going to enjoy your presence because I actually like you. Right? I like what Kelly's about. I like the way she speaks. I like her essence. I would like to get to know more. I'm attracted. I need to get to know more. Maybe when I get to know her more, I won't want to be around her. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? Maybe if I got to know Tiki Sumpter a bit more, I wouldn't want to be around her. Kiki Palmer. Damn, people are beautiful. You know what I'm saying to you? Maybe I won't want to get to know them. Right? But the first thing is first is I'm attracted to that person. Okay, cool. But I don't need to have sex with her. I want to get to know her. What's her mind saying? I'm genuinely interested. These are the things that we need to actually be doing in relationships first. And then you can begin to spend some money, right? And we are in 2024 with technology. Call, IG, WhatsApp, Snapchat. We can have conversations across the board on different platforms. You don't have to even spend money on a contract to get to contact somebody. So why not spend that time talking to them first and then see if they're worth the investment? And then as a man, you should lead that really and truly. If I feel like you're worth the investment, I'm going to lead my best foot forward. Right? But some of you are taking risks and investing without really finding out what the stocks and the shares and the ROI really is on that particular thing you've invested in. You haven't seen that it's rocky over there. You haven't checked out the marketplace. You just decided to invest. Who's that? Whose fault is that? That's on you. And ladies, if you decide to invest in that man and he's not the right kind of investment, whose fault is that? It's on you. right? So I'm gonna leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree? Should men be paying for dates while women take sex on the table? Let me know your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked. We'll see you soon.